Hey y'all, I'm 978 back in the house. It's been a couple days since I have been on, but I am back. Had a few things I had to take care of. But y'all, in these few days I've been gone, it has been so much happening. Right now, the biggest thing we got going on is this Alabama free for all brawl, whatever y'all want to call it. It has just been all over the news. Hey Mona, how you doing? Thanks for stopping by. So had to get this a couple days to make sure I had all my info together, and I'm glad I did because y'all I've come across some footage that has just I have gone through the entire gamut of emotions. I have gone through being thoroughly entertained to it being funny to it being sad to being concerned. Like I have the whole gamut going. So I just want to get on, see what you guys think about this, and see if we can come to any kind of conclusion as to what really started this and if there's anything we need to do as a people to make sure that these types of incidents don't just happen to happen, but if they happen, they actually invoke some kind of change. Because y'all, when I tell you I have seen these videos, y'all, I have seen these folks got worked over. Like there is it's just no other way to say that. These folk set it off and got worked over. I mean, all the way over. Like, I saw a video last night of these folks getting worked over. I was just like, can't even really feel bad for them because if we go back to the videos in the beginning, y'all was some of the first ones that was, Johnny on the spot trying to, make sure that the brother was getting beat down. So when the tables turned, I ain't gonna lie, I was laughing because it was funny to me. But let's start from the beginning with what was going on. So apparently this took place on August the 5th, which was Saturday, and there was a dinner cruise in Montgomery. The ship had, embarked on this tour. People were having dinner, drinks, socializing, doing what it is you do on a dinner cruise. And as it was time for the boat to come back, they didn't have their, prepaid, pre-planned schedule assigned spot to park in because this group of rednecks, I'm sorry, that's what we're going to call them, y'all. They were straight red Alabama rednecks, was on the scene in a pontoon boat and felt like they could do whatever it was they wanted to do. Hey, Team Peterson, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate the support. And they, do what? Y'all know I want to say it. You know what? I'm on my road to monetization, so I'm gonna let it hang. They did what crackers do. They did what drunk Alabama crackers do, and decided they were just gonna, put the pontoon boat, just dock it wherever, and it was gonna be okay. And because they was crackers, there was nothing that was gonna be a problem. So actually, yesterday, there was some video release from one of the patrons who was actually on the dinner boat that couldn't dock because of the pontoon boat. So I'm gonna play that real quick, and we're gonna see what's going on with that. Because I was like, this makes lots of sense as to how this whole situation came to be. So let's see what we got. Y'all know we struggle streaming, but here you go.
Cruise from our little dinner cruise.
This is actually video of one of the patrons who was actually on
to go over there to move.
And you see this, keep this lady right here in mind in the red dress. Make sure y'all keep an eye on her. She's gonna be important later on.
And they left it there. So he's
gonna be real important later on.
That's funny.
As you can see, we got security, you know what I'm saying, the boat dock, you know what I'm saying, guardsman, doing what he needs to do, making sure that things stay in order on the dock.
I hope the police give him a big
now, apparently he just untied the pontoon boat, and now the rednecks got something to say.
Ooh, confrontation.
Okay, so he immediately starts out aggressive with confrontation. Here come another one. You know when they don't have no shirt on, they just put on, they real crackers. Real crackers. he getting a little crunk, but I mean, it is what it is. Fair use, steady something for the people with the blue shirts on are actually workers for the dinner crew. And see, he's telling them like y'all are in the way. This boat has to come in and got to get these people off so they can get the next group on. And so he's explaining that's what's going on. But because we dealing with Alabama crackers, y'all already know white people don't have any respect for law enforcement. They tell you to have respect for law enforcement, but that don't apply to them. So because they already operating in, y'all ain't gonna be telling me what to do. I'm gonna do whatever I want to do. And I mean, he clearly, if you look at, you know what I'm saying, these folks, they've been outside in the sun for a while. That beer done kicked in. They've been out on the pontoon boat. And they just, you know, on we gonna do whatever. If anybody say something to me, then, you know, they gonna get addressed type of action. So when they pulled up and Mr. You know what I'm saying, guard told him y'all can't park here, they probably was like, all right, we gonna move, and then was like, fuck it, we just gonna get off. I mean, you know, law enforcement, police don't tell me nothing, especially no black man. I mean, y'all know that's not what they said, but y'all, you get the gist. So they started out on some, I'm white, I don't abide by no kind of rules, especially no rules that no, you gonna send no black man over here to try to enforce. So they was already on that type of time. So let's go back and see the rest of this video, child, because it's gonna get real. Fair use. We're using this for news and information and educational purposes. As you see, these are the people that's on the dinner party. He got some backup dude with the blue shirt on. So it's just some we basically F off. Meanwhile, this boat can't buy stock, so they losing money because they got another group of people that's supposed to get off. They did get work though. When I say smooth work over, they got work. Okay, so he done untied the boat, and so the boat is floating down the way, and they can holler because they know the boat and get the boat out of the way under their control. Get out now! Y'all know I'm petty AF. On that pontoon, child, please, that would have been the story. And hit his dude. Why he looking like he part of the SA clan, but he don't want to associate with them. He want to be with the Alabama crackers. So he gonna get worked over too. Trust. When I saw that video last night of him getting worked over, y'all, But let's keep rolling. All of this innocent ain't too. He got a pontoon boat and still untied, slowly floating off. You like, look, I ain't, you know, I'm back. See, he was like, you look, call to action. Call to action. Y'all know, see now, look. Now y'all come, look, what's she in there for? Throw her in the water. Wow. Listen, y'all, this is out of order. This straight out of order. It was no reason for any of that. Meanwhile, your boat is floating off into what could possibly be the abyss. Y'all, after boat, that's where we at. All right, cool. But for you, did I see this wrong, y'all? He was having a conversation with one white dude, and then the other one just comes in and wham. What? That's what we're doing. And then remember I told you about the chick in the red dress? What is heifer at? Remember I told y'all about her? Keep your eye on this heifer. Cause she's doing a lot. She did a lot, a lot times 10. But we gonna keep on rolling. So there's another dude, you know what I'm saying? He comes in to try to break it up. And in the beginning they were trying to say that he started the altercation. Oh, I didn't even see the sister girl right there. Yeah, he like it's all the time in there. Why is she involved? Move down. They're holding us to a bill. You know, they ain't gonna let go of that bill. They're not gonna let it go. Mm-mm. Yeah, all of that. All of that. All of it. Like, okay, all of that. Just okay. But again, so that is what led up to the free for all, because that was just a straight up free for all brawl. And I mean, I don't really know what else to say about that. But now I did watch Jason Black last night. Shout out to the business, and he had like quality footage, y'all. He had footage of the dude getting put in work with that chair. Like, y'all, it was so much work going on with that chair. That could have just been a stream by itself. Dude put in work with that chair. But I'm gonna go ahead and run a little bit, you know what I'm saying, a couple pieces here and there of his stream with the video, but I'm not gonna use the sound because I don't want no problems. I don't need no problems. But y'all, I mean, look. This is just some of the stuff that came pieces, the video that came rolling in. It's just it's out of order, but check it out. It's a lot going on. It's a lot going on, but here you go. We're gonna get this queued up. There we go. Look, the folks, just we do. We really do. We need it. Yeah, we need it. We need it. So black people, next time y'all need to chill. Put a camera on it so we can get all that footage and see that. I mean, look, see, there go the lady in the red, but that's what her old ass get. Cause she was the first one going down there getting all of that instigated. So I don't care nothing about her getting to work. She got work. Look, dude getting beat with after he jumped in the water. Like, dude put in work with that chair, y'all. I'm sorry, but that's what happened. All kinds of work. All of it. Look, So that's okay. We go to the start again. Yeah, see that's yeah. You're like, you know what? At this point, fuck it. It don't even matter what happened. We gonna get this in all the way in. But see, you just all right, y'all. One day y'all gonna learn. One day y'all gonna for real learn. You gonna learn. You gonna learn. Ooh, child. I mean, just yeah, work on top of work. And see, okay, so y'all see the dude swimming? That he was on the dinner boat. He's one of the employees that had on the blue crew shirt. And y'all, I was so proud to see a black person swimming. I really was. I was proud because that's another. But I can't even say that's a stereotype because most black people do not know how to swim. That's true. So the fact, I mean, it looked a little rough and disjointed, but he got the job done. So I mean, hey, it is what it is. Appreciate you, bruh. Hold up, let me see if I can get to some. Yeah, here goes. This some. I'm gonna go back. This some more melee. Hold on, here we go. Yeah, dude was another level with that chair, Team Peterson. He took it to a whole. I ain't never seen nobody get their ass whooped with no chair like that. I'm just gonna be real with y'all. Like, old boy was in the water and he was beating on him like folks in the ghetto beat on roaches. He was tearing his ass up. I mean, yeah, just let's see if we can skip forward a little bit. Because like I said, I don't want to be a whole lot. Okay, yo. So let me go back just a little bit. So when the boat finally comes back, y'all, that's the dinner boat. Y'all, when the boat come back and them bros mounted up off that boat, honey, white people, Mexicans, Italians, anybody. Anytime you somewhere and you see a group of black men round up and start skipping, somebody finna get their ass whooped. Do not hang around, take cover, and pull out your camera. Then they and straight took over the pontoon boat. Straight took over the pontoon boat. Now y'all want to run up on the boat after y'all done raised all this hell, and she gonna get off. Now she just got beat up on the last video we saw, and you gonna get off. Okay. And y'all, you see the police back here? What he doing? Nothing. Police ain't doing nothing. Look, oh, y'all see the chick fell in the water? Y'all not taking this footage right here was giving me life last night. It was giving me life. Just giving me life. Like this, yeah. Quality. Oh, you want it? No, you don't. Go on back up under there. Go on back up under there. Go on back. Go on back. Go on back. Foolishness. Hold up. Oh, here goes another angle. Like these folks was not having it. They was really not having it at all. Hold on, let's see what else we got. They're gonna lady again with the red on. Keep your give it a work with that chair. Yes. Beat her ass some more. Cause she didn't have no business going down there getting them amped up for that nonsense. Beat her ass with that chair some more. But it's another piece on here with the old man. Yeah, get on over there and sit down, lady. Okay, yeah, they did. Okay, so they got her too. All right, cool. It's another with the old man. Hold up, I got to find him because he was giving them work. He was giving them work. Where is it? Hold up. There's still some more. They're still taking over the boat. Okay, so we kind of going back to the beginning, but yeah, I don't want to use too much, but I greatly appreciate you, Jason Black, for all that good footage that you had for us yesterday evening. I appreciate that. Absolutely. But I also want to get into there was a press conference this afternoon from the police chief in Montgomery to announce that they have issued warrants for the as my daddy would call them crackers that set all of this off. So I'm gonna play that and see what he got to say because I really haven't seen all of it. So a lot of this is gonna be live reaction because I have to be on the clock, so I didn't really get to get all of this. So I got a few little bits and pieces from the lead attorney. Shout out to the lead attorney, Mastermind Gang. So we're gonna pop in this real quick and see what's going on. But here we go. Sorry about that, y'all. All right. So I don't even know who this is, but we're gonna see.
Everyone in our community that has been so helpful regarding the situation that brings us here today. As you all know, we had an unfortunate event to take place over the weekend in downtown Montgomery on our riverfront. Something that was brought on by reckless individuals who did not
drunk crackers. Just say it.
And
drunk crackers
caused an event that certainly was avoidable. That said, the police department reacted very swiftly, very intentionally to address the matter, as did other citizens in the community. And so at this time, we wanted to bring forth some information that we did not have as our investigation.
And this was Saturday and it's Tuesday. Y'all didn't take a long time, so I can work with this.
Chief Darrell Albert, the chief of Montgomery Police Department.
Hang on, y'all, before we get all up into that. Like Alabama. Y'all just got the world magnifying glass off of y'all with this Carly Russell nonsense, and then we got to come right back with this. Why didn't some y'all go beat her ass? I'm just saying, since we was in the ass kicking mood, like she could have used a little bit of that chair work, so we can find out what's going on with them 2 days she was missing. I'm just saying, like, just say it. Soon as Walmart get the chairs back in stock, y'all pick up a couple and go check her out. I'm just saying, it's just thought, so we can get some answers. But I mean, Bama, y'all, yeah, Team Pizza, they taking major L's. Like, well, I don't know. Do y'all really think this is an L? Like, do you think this is like a stain for Black people in Alabama, or is this a introduction, so to speak, to what could possibly be happening to these crackers if they don't check themselves? Like, they could potentially be taking their ass whoopings 3, 4 times a month. I mean, because Black people are truly excited by this, about, what took place, which I don't fully understand. I don't understand if it's about time we see Black men stand up for themselves, or is it, I'm just glad y'all beat their ass for all they done to us? Like, which is it? Or could it be some of both? I mean, that's my thing, because I have been seeing in the media that this has basically been dubbed as a racial event, which I don't know if I really agree with that. I think there are racial components, but I think this initially started from white people not wanting to take any correction. I think it's their complete disdain for rules, regulations, and law enforcement is what set all of this off. Because I think even if the guard had been a white man and he was like, "Look, y'all can't put this boat here. We got people coming in. We got things we need to do. Y'all in the way." I still think they'd have left that boat there and there would have been a fight. I honestly, I really do. But then I think it became racial when that old ass white woman jumped down up in there. I know you ain't gonna let it. I'm sure she was. And then the fact you had, Black people on the dinner boat hooping and hollering and egging it on. I think at that point it started, to become us against them. But then, I mean, when the boat docked and the way they mounted up, it was definitely us against them, and we not gonna let you treat our brother like that. So while I don't think it completely started from a racial aspect, it definitely took that route. I mean, it is what it is. But I mean, it's rare that we actually see Black men on code. So for that, I was like, well, I mean, if we got to start, whooping ass and progress to, getting, legislation push, then, hey, the march is on. I'm with you. But now, if this was just we gonna mount up to whoop ass, and then we come to the next real issue, we ain't gonna do nothing, we're not gonna say anything, then I have a problem with this. So I mean, that's just me. What y'all think? Because I mean, again, if it's gonna be a progression, I'm down. Then I mean, hey, but it's just gonna be just the opportunity for us to fight against white people, then yeah, nah, that's bull. So that is my take on that. But let's get back to this press conference, because like I said, I didn't get to see. I saw bits and pieces. I really want to hear what they got to say, and I'm gonna be keeping an eye to see how long it take these white boys to get in these cuffs. So let's see.
Of this event and how things are going in the investigation at this point. But again, we want to thank all the members of the public, all of our first responders, everyone who's been helpful, witnesses in bringing forth the information that we
Hey,
have.
real
So this time, I'll
bravado.
turn it over to Chief Allen. Chief.
Exactly. We definitely have to be ready for more than a fist fight.
Good afternoon. Again,
All right,
Chief
Mr.
Darrell
Police
Albert,
Chief, what's
Montgomery
going on?
Police Department. Now, I kind of lay out the facts as we know them now regarding the incident that took place on Saturday, August 5th, 2023 at 7 p.m. There were several events taking place
Yeah,
on
that
our
child, that
historic
chat
river
actually was everything to
front.
me. I'm sorry, but it
Positive
was.
feedback regarding a school event hosted by the Montgomery Public Schools and Hyundai was taking place at the amphitheater and nearby train shed. The Harriet II river cruise ship
Mhm.
was fully operational,
Mhm.
operating from a designated docking space along the river. The Harriet takes passengers on 2-hour tours up and along the Alabama River throughout the day.
So I
On
wonder
this
how
day, there were
popular that boat gonna be now.
227 passengers aboard that vessel. The incident occurred between the co-captain of the Harriet II vessel and the private boat owner and his family. As the Harriet attempted to dock in its designated space, designated and reserved due to the gangway access as well as the mooring requirements,
Mhm.
the private boat was docked in its space, prohibiting safe docking of the Harriet. The captain of the Harriet remained away from the dock for nearly 40 to 45 minutes as he attempted to contact the operators of the private boat via PA system. They were only responded to with obscene gestures, curse words, and taunting.
Mm-mm.
The co-captain was then picked up by a separate vessel and brought to the pier in an attempt to have a conversation with the private boat owners and or have those boats moved so that the Harriet could dock. A confrontation ensued between the co-captain and Mr. Pickett, the co-captain, being attacked by several members of the private boat. Several members
Oh
of the
crap, we
Harriet II
calling him
came
the
to Mr.
security
Pickett's
guy and
defense
he the
in
damn
versions you may
co-captain of
all
the
have
boat.
seen
Let's give bro
sent
some
on
respect.
social media. I'll give you a timeline as the way the calls came in and the Montgomery Police Department's response. The original call came in at 7 p.m. as a typical disturbance. The caller, who was the captain of the Harriet, was very calm and not in distress. As additional calls were received, at 7:15 p.m., the call was dispatched to the Montgomery Police Department.
Why did it take out 15 minutes?
7:18, the first units, 4 Montgomery Police Department officers arrived on scene, with 3 shortly thereafter. 13 individuals were detained and brought to police headquarters for questioning and interviews. Those interviews lasted several hours. At that time, all parties involved were released pending further investigation, but were all given instructions on how to secure warrants on combatants. We have since consulted with and are
Anytime, bro,
continuing
brought
to
up.
work with
Anytime.
the Alabama Law Enforcement Agency, our state police agency, the Montgomery's DA's office, and the local office of the FBI.
Mm.
This
They'll
investigation
turn
is
this into a hate
ongoing
crime.
and
At least they're
more
gonna try.
charges are likely. We encourage the public to continue to send us additional videos or evidence relating to this case. Those can be sent to Star Center at montgomeryal.gov or at our secret witness, 334-625-4000.
Not secret witness.
The
Damn,
victims in
y'all.
this case, the co-captain, Mr. Damian Pickett, black male, and a 16-year-old white male juvenile who was struck
That
by
was
the
the
owners and
okay. So that was the
operators of the
first boy
private
in the
boat.
white shirt. Okay, I mean in
The
the blue shirt.
suspects thus far have been identified as Richard Roberts,
Hmm.
white male, 48 years old,
Too
with 2
damn old for that.
outstanding warrants for assault, 3rd degree.
Oh, so he liked to fight.
Alan Todd, white male, 23 years old, 1 warrant for assault, 3rd degree. And Zachary Shipman, white male, 25 years old, 1 warrant for assault, 3rd degree.
Mm-hmm.
We have instructed those
Pull
individuals
up,
to
see
turn
how much they can
themselves
get for
into
them
law
charges.
enforcement, and as at this time, 1 is secured and in custody. The other 2 are set to turn themselves in within the next hour.
Now, why they get to turn themselves
We are
in?
also asking for Mr.
What am I
Reggie
saying? Because
Gray,
they crackers.
the black male, 42 years old, who was seen wielding that folding chair, to contact the Montgomery Police Department for further interviews and as part of this investigation. As the mayor said a minute ago, this investigation is ongoing and more charges are likely. We want to thank the public and the media for supplying the much needed evidence and video surveillance that we've received, and it helped us to determine the facts as they happen. Keep in mind, when this incident took place, when it initially took place, the police department didn't have the luxury of the videos that we all have seen now. The police department was acting on statements and witness statements that occurred as we arrived. Now that we have more information, again, more charges are pending. I'm available to answer your questions, but that sums up where we are at this
When
time.
I take mine too, when I tell you,
Not at this time. We know one individual has turned himself in. He is in the custody of the Selma Police Department. Again, I've worked with the Selma Police Department, and we've been working very closely with Chief Fulford over there. And Chief Fulford contacted me just prior to this press conference and said one individual has turned himself in, and the other two are set to turn themselves in a little bit later. Now, the issue is we had multiple addresses in Selma and in Orange Beach. So locating these individuals were a little bit challenging, but now we've made contact. We should be and will be bringing those individuals here for justice. Sir.
Chief Randy Scott, APTV. Saturday night, there was some video that shows some individuals being led away in handcuffs. Were those folks detained, or were they released a little later after they were detained?
So on the night of the incident, the Montgomery Police Department detained 13 individuals for questioning and for further investigations. Those individuals were transported to police headquarters, in which at that time we were able to gain much needed information we need and provide them with information on how to secure warrants for the information and for the acts that you saw live on TV.
okay.
Can you identify yourself? Thank you.
Well, thank you. Yeah. So the co-captain, again, as the co-captain approached the dock and attempted to peacefully move the boat over just enough so that Harriet could.
Oh, he untied that boat. That's when I started screaming. I was like,
in a very
Lord.
hostile manner. There was words exchanged, and then it turned into a fistic encounter that you've all seen. So the co-captain was doing his job. He was simply trying to move the boat in just enough to where the cruise ship can park safely. And it's
Yeah, because he better than me, because I'd have kicked it down. I'd have made sure that boat was moving. Believe that.
Quickly escalated into a fistic encounter.
I'm petty with crackers. I don't really care.
As it relates to racial epithets in conversation and names being called, while the Harriet was still out in the water, there was a lot of, I've seen finger gestures and comments and innuendos made at a distance. Of course, when the co-captain approached, that continued. But again, working with the local FBI, we did examine if there was enough to file hate crimes charges on this case. And again, we rely heavily on advice from the FBI. We've also looked at what it takes to elevate this to a riot or inciting a riot. We've worked with our local district attorney, and it did fit the criteria for that. So the charges that we have pending on South 3rd at this time are appropriate charges for what we've seen and the behavior that we've seen on social media.
I mean, he answering these questions. He ain't bumbling and stumbling and I don't know and I can't say yet. I mean, he is answering these questions.
Yes.
Kudos,
so the
sir.
4 warrants that secured are all members of the pontoon boat, and the attack on the co-captain. And there was an attack on a 16-year-old employee of the smaller vessel.
Oh, so y'all finna get it for beating on a child.
The Harriet
Woo.
to the dock. That 16-year-old was assaulted by one of those members of that pontoon boat. His mother actually signed warrants on one of those individuals. That individual was a 16-year-old white male employee of the smaller vessel that was operating in the river at that time as well.
Chief Rosanna Smith with the USFA, could you please provide us with the names of those suspects in the development for us? And then, are these misdemeanor charges or what's the range?
Yes. So assault third is misdemeanor charges by statute, and the names of the individuals that's wanted is Richard Roberts, Roberts. He's a white male, 48 years old. He has 2 warrants pending for assault third. Alan Todd, TODD, 23-year-old white male, has 1 warrant pending. And Zachary Shipman, SHIPMAN, white male, 25 years old. He
Bunch
has
of
1
rednecks.
warrant pending.
Excellent. Also, we've been hearing that there was also possibly previous incidents with these voters. To anybody's knowledge, was there any previous incidents with these voters and the Riverboat crew?
We have no knowledge at this time that this was something that was continued from prior incidents. This was a standalone incident, again, that was brought to our attention, and we acted on the information we had.
But you never know with them white folk. You never know.
I can tell you we looked at every avenue. There was no stone unturned. We examined this over a period of time, not only that night, but since that night. At this time, based on the way the statutes read and the way the laws are crafted, we were unable to present any inciting a riot or racially biased charges at this time.
We need to know exactly what was said for that part.
I'm sorry? Okay, so the smaller vessel I mentioned, in which the co-captain was moved from the Harriet to the dock, was moved by a smaller vessel. A smaller vessel operated independently in the river, was able to pick up the co-captain and bring him to the dock so that he could work on moving the boats that were impeding the
Well,
docking
well.
of the Harriet. I do not have the information on the defendant that turned himself in. We do know that one has since been taken into custody by Selma PD, and the other 2 are en route to Selma now to turn themselves in. And of course, the Montgomery Police Department will do that transfer of those suspects for to be transported here to the city of Montgomery.
Can you describe the signage at the dock there? Is there signage saying no parking?
So there was no signage at the time. However, the mooring area for the Harriet is well defined by the dock itself, the area that's
See, that's what I'm
closed
talking
off,
about. No
as well
respect
as
for
the
law
large
enforcement. None.
poles that the boat ties off to. And you know what we do is the Harriet is parked there all the time. That boat is out there all the time. Individuals that utilize that river and that dock are very familiar with where that larger vessel is required to dock because of the mooring that's set up, as well as the gangplank areas that needs to be utilized to get those passengers on and off the vessel. Well, I'll say this. There were signs there over a period of time. The signs have either been removed or blown away several times. We are looking at a new strategy to post the signs where they're more permanently attached and affixed.
Thank you. Move your boat. It's that simple. Stop these games. No respect. No respect.
I absolutely understand the question and the concern. That's why this department went above and beyond and looked under every stone for answers. And we reached out to not only ourselves internally, but we looked at our state and federal partners to consult with to see if we're right in line with the charges that's appropriate for the incident at hand.
A question, Chief, for you and Mr. Mayor, was as you all looked at the video and saw this become what it has become, can you just kind of tell us thoughts and emotions that you both felt watching all this over the past few days?
Well, first of all, this is not indicative of who we are as a city. The
Okay.
city of Montgomery is much better than that. Our people are fine people. We have plenty going on in terms of events. Look, that was a positive event. The Montgomery Public Schools and Hyundai Corporation getting together to do a back to school event. We had the boat operating in the river. We had folks downtown enjoying a good day.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're about here in the city of Montgomery. We're about a good time, enjoying ourselves, and being neighborly. So it was quite disturbing that we saw this type of activity happening. And that's why the Montgomery Police Department and all of our partnering agencies got together to make sure we're doing all we can to not only bring this case to a close, but prevent it from happening in the future. Alex?
Mr. Mayor, can you answer this question?
I couldn't say it any better.
I know you mentioned the 2-year-old victim and the co-captain. Were there any other
It was. It was the
Well,
white
the
folk. The
co-captain
white
did
folk
receive treatment at a
came
local
cutting
hospital the
up.
night of the event. That's the only knowledge that we have of anybody receiving any injuries or receiving treatment for injuries.
Chief, what, if anything, do you feel could have kept this from getting so out of hand?
Well, you know, we talk about conflict resolution and de-escalation all the time. We talk about that, and it's not only for kids, it's not only for teenagers and juveniles.
Oh, the
Everyone is
conflict got
working on
resolved, bro.
conflict
Don't
resolution
even,
and
ain't no
de-escalation.
question
There's
about
no
that.
need for this
The
event
conflict
to
was
take the path
resolved.
it did.
Next time we say move your boat, or else.
Well, again, we have many, many more interviews to conduct. We're going to ask everyone that we previously
Ooh, I wish I
interviewed,
was
as
there
well
for them
as
interviews
the
because
videos
I got
that we're starting to
questions.
receive.
I
As
got
we
a whole degree in
identify
asking
additional
questions.
folks
Come
that we
on.
need to talk to, we'll ask them to come in, and we'll try to locate them and do further investigation, see if the charges are appropriate. Wait, let's go here and I'll come back to you. Well, my message is, again, like I just said a minute ago, the people of Montgomery, and you know, we're better than that. In that,
We
that
don't
we're a
better get no
fun city,
message.
and
He
we
can't
don't
give
want
y'all
this
this
type of
information.
activity to
See,
share
we
the
gonna finna
dark
get off
side of what
topic.
this city is all about. You know, again, we're going to do all we can, our due diligence, to ensure that this case is solved and put to rest, and that we don't have this type of activity going on in our city again. Sir?
Can you state your name and who you're with? With who?
Okay, so the individual wielding the folding chair has been identified as Mr. Reggie Gray.
All right, Reggie.
Black
Shout
male,
out to
40
Reggie
feet or so.
Gray.
We're
Shout
again
out.
asking Mr. Reggie Gray to contact local
Cause
law
he put in
enforcement.
work, honey.
There's more interviews and for us to conduct with him, and I'm sure we'll be in contact with him in the very near future. We're asking him to reach out to us within the next 24
Bro,
hours.
don't go
So we can,
unrepresented
again,
though. Don't do that.
sort through the issues with the folding chair and what we all saw on social media as well.
There was no issue with that chair. That chair was working just fine.
Well, what I'll say to that is anyone involved that has
Yo, y'all,
culpability
Reggie
or
put in work like he was
violating the
getting
law
paid to do that.
is subject to
Like for real.
you know, restrictions in terms of the law. So we're going to go where this investigation leads us. No one's off limits. We'll interview as many as we need. Again, on the night of the incident, we interviewed 13 that we were able to detain and transport to police headquarters. But again, I don't think we're near finished. We have a lot more work to do on this, and we'll continue to inform the public and the media on our progress.
Okay. We appreciate that.
There was no damage reported at this time.
Okay.
Sir?
So what y'all gonna do with the pontoon boat? That's what I want to know.
Well, great question regarding resources. The Montgomery Police Department is fully functional and able to handle this investigation. We do thank our local, state, and federal partners for their contribution to this investigation. We'll continue to lean on them as needed. Again, I've worked with and been in constant contact with Chief Fulford over in Selma, and we'll continue to do.
Yeah, we can always do that. Any white folk tearing up stuff.
Takes us and leads us. We'll be in contact with those individuals.
Oh yeah, yeah. You right. You right. We the ones be tearing up stuff. You right. Let them tell it. You right.
So the question is about the large event. So the large event that was going on was the amphitheater, again at the train shed, and then a parking lot just outside of the river. So we had officers already assigned to the area.
Don't let me find out the
When we
police
talk
chief know what's
about the
going
time the
on in the
call came
city.
in versus
Don't
the
let
time
me
it was
find out.
dispatched. So the call came in for 7. It wasn't dispatched because of the way the call came in. The Riverboat pilot was very calm. He just said it was a disturbance. As more calls came in and the call takers asked more appropriate questions, the call was dispatched at 7:15.
Oh
It
yeah,
was
he was gonna let
continued
them put
until the
in that
first 4
work, and that was
officers
gonna
were
be
on
the end
scene.
of
And
it.
immediately following that, 3
He was gonna
additional
keep that
officers were
old
on scene,
school.
totaling 7. So the response was adequate, was timely, based on the information received from the communication division. Teresa, what I'll tell you is that based on the elements of this crime, those elements did not exist. No, I don't. Of course, they'll have their day in court. We're going to be
Yeah, I'm gonna need
transported
somebody
from
to cover
Selma
that. We gonna
over
need
here to
that. We gonna need
Montgomery,
that
and then they'll
footage.
face the court system here in the
I
city
don't
of
want to have to
Memphis.
take a road trip.
So I don't have a
Alabama ain't far
timeline
from
for
North
you, but
Carolina.
again, we're still waiting on 2 additional subjects to turn themselves in. Again,
Slide
that's
over to
supposed to
Memphis and
happen
give me some
within
ribs.
the hour. So we're waiting on those as well, and then we'll work on the transport from where they are to get them back here in our jurisdiction. Yes, sir. They'll be posted. They'll be made available to all media.
Mm. I want the mug shots.
Once contact is made with law enforcement, they'll be placed under arrest and provided their Miranda warnings as appropriate.
You know what? You know what? Real bravado. They really did. There was a whole business being operated, a whole disturbance, and conflict resolution without a single shot being fired. Is it through the DA?
You know, I
Oh,
don't
he
think we can
little.
judge any community by any one incident. As Chief said before, this is not indicative of who we are. As a matter of fact, the people on the pontoon boat are not residents of Montgomery. So I think
See,
it's
now you gonna
important for
come
us
visit
to
cutting up.
address this as an isolated incident, one that was avoidable, and one that was brought on by individuals who chose the wrong path of action. From the time they were notified that they were in the vicinity of where the Harriet parks, to how they responded to when they were given the second notice
Hmm.
of that. So this is not indicative of our community at all, and I think people will view this as the actions of a few individuals and not characterize the entire community. All right.
I know
Well, listen, with that, we want
it
to
was the
thank.
cameraman how he went from way up here to way
In
down here.
closing, I just want
See,
to,
that's cold living right there.
to
That's
the public,
cold.
that this incident is isolated. It will be over soon. We're going to continue our investigation until we put this to rest.
Hey, investigate, honey.
But make no
I'm just
mistake,
saying, I'm ready
our
for the mud
Fusion
shots.
Center, our state police, our partnering agencies, we're all paying attention to what's going on. And in terms of any possible retaliatory acts, don't come here with it.
Yeah,
We're not going to
that
tolerate
cameraman
it.
was dead
We
wrong for that.
will be active, we will be aggressive, and we will not allow this type of behavior in our city. That's the message to the community. And again, thank everyone. Thank the public. Please continue to send us those bits and pieces of video that you have out there. We're
Please
reviewing
do.
each and every one
Please
of them for
do. 'Cause I need to
contact,
see who else is
and we
gonna
will
get worked
utilize
over.
those as best needed. Thank you very much.
Because I'm sorry, that white lady.
Again, we want to thank everyone in the community
Yeah,
for
this
their help
cold
and
right here. This
involvement
is
in
some
this.
cold coverage.
Many who have shared information with us via social media and other forms of communication. We also want to thank again our first responders for their reaction and work that they do each and every day to protect and serve this community. And we want to thank all of you
I want to know
for
that anybody gets
covering this
seriously hurt,
incident and certainly
like for real,
making sure
on a
it's
serious
thorough in
note.
the accounting of how the incidents took place and where we go from here. Again, as Chief mentioned, this investigation is ongoing, and as there are new developments, we'll make sure to inform you of those. So thank you so much, and
Right.
I'll conclude this press conference.
I
Thank
will
you.
do that. Let's see what we got. I'm just saying, like, I want to know that anybody gets seriously hurt. Mm-mm-mm.
If it's Tuesday, former President Trump going on offense on the trail while on...
That's a whole nother, y'all, that's a whole nother subject. I'm gonna leave that alone because I got some thoughts on this Trump situation. All right, then check the cash out. Let me see what's going on. Right, what we got notes. Oh, thank you so much, Real Bravado. I truly, truly, truly appreciate that. Y'all, I got my first cash out. Oh, don't make me cry. I'm serious, y'all. Guys, I am so, so appreciative of your support. Again, thank you so much. As y'all can tell, I'm new. I'm just getting started, trying to get my confidence up, my comfort with the camera. I appreciate you guys sticking through this with me, and Real Bravado. Again, I truly, truly appreciate that. Thank you so much. But you know what? Matter of fact, you know what? Y'all want to come on up, and we can chit chat. Cause like again, as Black people, and not as my daddy would say, niggas. I really want to know what y'all think as far as what we. Oh, thank you, Mona. What is this in the grand scheme of things? What is this? Is this just we had an opportunity to get some frustration off, or was it a blowing off steam moment, and now we can work on the big picture? Like I want to know, because again, I don't think it started as, oh, this Negro is not finna try to tell me what to do. I think if it had been anybody, any color, was what was gonna come out their mouth, because that's what they do. But again, what do y'all think? I mean, I'm sorry, y'all. I got to go back to the white lady. She got worked over. Y'all, she got worked up. Well, I don't. And I was just sitting here like she deserved it, because she definitely contributed to that whole thing getting popped off. Because as you see her coming down the thing, I'm sure she was doing this right here, and they was like, yeah, and I pay my money too, and the woo 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 woo, and I'm a citizen, and y'all ain't gonna be telling me, and y'all know how they do when they get drunk and belligerent. Oh, thank you, Team Peterson. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yeah, that's their mindset. So then, when people started commenting, and then you know what I'm saying, because I'm sure they was assuming this guy was just like we did, and what's his name? Y'all, what was that? Oh, I forgot his name. Made it fast. Yeah, Mr. Co-captain. Like, yeah, bruh, they came with you wrong. But I'm going, come on, Real Bravado, come on up in here. Hey.
Hey there, how you doing?
I'm good. What's going on?
Look, you were on my stream this afternoon. Yeah, I don't know where I've been in the last 48 hours, but I found out about this stuff 5 minutes before I went live. This
was real.
I'm like, where in the world have I been?
Like, so I started hearing about it yesterday, because what was I doing? Anyway, because I had to go check on my mom. She's in a facility. She had a stroke and a heart attack. So had to go check on her, make sure she was good. And then I had to check on my dad. So I had things to do. So when I was hearing a little chitter chatter Sunday night, and I was like, some folks was fighting on the boat. Okay, all right, whatever. Then as yesterday kept going, it was much. And I was like, wait a minute, this is real? So then when Angry Man came on, I was like, well, if anybody got the real info, it's Angry Man. So I'm like this. So that was like early yesterday afternoon.
Angry Man talked about it?
He did, but what happened was he started out talking about it, but then, you got goofy people, and he got off. He had to go bring full Angry Man out the closet, because they was like, oh, you trying to coon, and you this, and you that, and the woo, because he was like, I don't think this is a completely racial episode. So in him, trying to get them straight, we went completely opposite, and I had to do some research. So when I got off, that's around the time when that first video that I showed where the woman was on the boat, that's when that first came out, because it premiered on like the local 6 o'clock news. So I was like, whoa. this a whole situation. So then I just kept trying to figure out what was going on. And then Jason came on. He actually, I guess because he usually comes on at 8. He came on like more like 9:30ish. But when he came, he was like, "Look, y'all, I had to get the receipts." And that's where the other he had so much stuff, and he was bringing it so close together that YouTube cut the first stream. That what I showed in this one was
so
actually
Jason Black brought it up.
His whole show was last night was about that, and he was like, black men, you can't be nice, because being nice is just it's gonna keep you in the situation that you in. So that was his angle on it, and when I tell you,
I don't know how I missed all of that. I didn't know, and normally I have my notifications set. I mean, I was working on my own stuff, so I wasn't paying attention. I mean, I saw notifications, but I wasn't paying attention to it, and then I got distracted, and so I was completely in the dark on my stream about what was all going on or what happened or why, and I don't think initially it was about a race thing. I mean, just from the few seconds of the clip, I think it turned into that when they decided to go ahead and try to, jump on the brother all at once, like 4 or 5 of them at once jumped him because they didn't like the fact that they had to move their boat. And then it became, they were like, we're not going to have a repeat of something out of Mississippi burning. We're not doing that.
Easy, because they had no problem in Alabama, child. We don't, they don't need no more.
They don't need no more car. And it's funny, I didn't know that this was like close to Selma. Heard the guy, I don't know, was it the police chief talking about one of the guys got arrested over in Selma?
Yeah, because that's where he didn't even live where this took place. They had to, because he said they had a couple addresses. They had to go find him. And then, in a lot of places when you have an incident, like let's say where I live in Mecklenburg County, but let's say there was I got into some trouble in the next county over, which is Cabarrus County, which is literally like if I stand on my roof, I can look down into Cabarrus County. But if they wanted to Cabarrus County wanted to come get me, they have to go through Mecklenburg police. They can't just come to my house and snatch me up.
Are you in Alabama?
No, I'm in North Carolina. So I really ain't that far from Alabama. I just need to cut through Georgia and then on there.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, that's usually how I go. They got to contact that precinct. But it's kind of funny that Selma, of all places, had to go get one of their good old boys. Hilarious.
Turnabout is fair play. They've been snatching us up and doing us dirty. So I mean, you want to set it off? It's set off. Let's do this.
Now, for those that are on the extreme version of the Trump side and that's begging for a race war, this should serve notice.
It should.
That we ain't having it. And so, and then what I found interesting is when the white woman tried to get physical with the brother. And then she got yoked up, and then here come Captain Good Old Boy to save his good old white woman. You know what I mean? And that was hilarious to me that white woman felt so entitled to try to physically assault that brother like nothing was going to happen to her.
Right.
The mindset, and I know this is not about race, but it turned into a black-white thing.
It really did.
They turned into a black-white thing because of their entitlement. Like they own everything. Like they have a right to everything that everybody else need to step aside. That's that whole, you see a white man coming down the street, you better cross the street because to stay out of it because they don't want to
stay out of their way type of nonsense.
Yeah, I ain't doing that.
Yeah, they still operate like that, and I'll be like, child, it's still some towns here in North Carolina that's on that same nonsense, and I'll be like, they take taxes out of my check just like they take them out of yours.
Right.
As a matter of fact, the county that I live in is the highest tax rate in this whole state. So I know I'm not finna come to Rinky Dink Mayberry and you gonna tell me about what to do. No, I'm good.
I like that. There's a sound clip when that brother, threw his hat off,
Yes.
That sound clip to go at this moment, he knew he fucked up.
Exactly. Because you know what, like I've never seen that and saying that type, but I've heard my dad, my granddad talk about that literally used to for real be the symbol. I don't need I tried, forget it, let's go. Yeah,
that brother threw his hat off. I said, oh my God, when he threw that hat off, he said, oh, I know what he said. Okay, you want to go, let's go.
For real. Exactly. And I was just like, but like I said, we didn't know into this press conference that he wasn't no security guard. He was the co-captain
Yeah,
of the boat, and they had to send a boat. The fact they even had to send another boat out to get him to bring him back. I mean, they had been trying to get them to move that boat
for a long time. Yeah, we got to stop calling him a security guard now and call him what he is. He's the captain.
Exactly. We got to put some respect. As Birdman said, put some respect on it.
Put some respect on that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to come and talk about this because I'm so fascinated by this. I don't know why I'm overly fascinated, but this was great.
I know exactly what you mean.
This was fantastic. And I know it should be like gloating about this and because it's a mob thing, but you get sick and tired of people, not just like people who just got this entitlement thing, like they can just talk to you any kind of way, put their hands on you if they so choose to, and nothing is supposed to happen to them.
Right.
Like he was supposed to take whatever. He was supposed to get pushed and not do nothing.
Right. Like he just is supposed to stand there and take it, even though you're impeding his progress. Because again, that boat is on a schedule, and you have to buy tickets and that kind of stuff to be on there. Like you said, you get 2 hours, so you have to get on. They got to take off. They got to serve you your dinner because it was actually a dinner cruise. Serve your dinner, get all them dishes in place and all that stuff back, get everything cleared off, and bring you back and on to the next one. And then you got them out there floating, just spinning because you playing with this pontoon boat. We can't do that. You costing us money.
Yeah, absolutely. I just want to come up and show you some love, especially on this topic. This is great. But what got me was that dude, that guy that jumped into. Well, I don't even want to call him a guy no more. That the brother that jumped into the water. He was 16.
Yeah, it was him, and then because he actually was working on the dinner cruise, and then the like when the fight first starts, like when he swings on him, and then you see that other little white boy that tries to get, and he gets swatted off. He was a minor as well, and he was working there. And so like I said, at that point for me, I was like, yeah, that it wasn't just, what I'm saying, because dude was black. It was because they was trying to bring some order and tell them about what to do. Yeah,
and that 16-year-old brother boy, look. Our kids, man, they ain't not having it. They not having it. That 16, his mama, nobody could have stopped it. That boy went over the ledge into that
jumped
water.
Jumped in that dirty water because y'all know the water wasn't clean.
Yeah, call him Black Aquaman. That's great. The little young man.
Exactly, because I know grown people that can't swim. I'm talking about like 65, 70-year-old black people that can't swim.
Yeah. I thought that was a grown man, but that was a teenager.
I mean, and he whoosh, because it's another video from somebody who was recording from the boat where they actually, I gotta find it and I'll see if I can do a short or something, where they actually said he was like, nah, I can't, and jumps in.
Oh, they show
like usually the ones we see, he's already in the water, but this one I saw last time was actually him jumping in. He was like, yeah, I can't.
Water, going down and going after. He was like, I'm about that life, boy. They lucky that they got into it. The reason why there was no shots fired because it's the what's the generation after Gen X, which is my generation. I'm not Gen X, but I'm a Gen X kid.
Was it millennials?
Kind of. I'm right before millennial. I'm like on the verge of. I'm on the tail end of. I'm actually on the tail end of Gen X because Gen X kind of went through like 75. I was born in like 77. So
I think we still counted as Gen X. I think Gen X. I think they officially stopped it at like 80. It was officially stopped at 81 because my sister was born at 81, so she was like right at.
We're on the cut. Yeah, we're on that.
Yeah, because she was a Thanksgiving baby, so she barely made it.
My mom was a full-blooded Gen Xer. She was born in the late 60s and all that. I'm the first generation of the teenage mama boom. So.
Oh wow. Okay.
We got a lot of overlap because I got me who's still I guess technically considered Gen Xer, and my baby sister is a millennial.
Whoa. Okay.
Do you understand what I'm saying? So our generation, they're lucky it was our generation out there throwing them both because we grew up using fists.
Yeah.
Let that be in the generation behind
us. Child. All through. Yeah. All up and through. Child, they just shot up the pontoon boat. They would have had to worry about that. Yeah. The Harriet would have been out of commission for we don't even know how long.
Yeah. It was a hot mess.
But again, you can. This shows that you can have disorder and you can bring order without having to resort to, popping off.
Yeah.
So I mean, let's take it back to the old school. I mean, what did old boy saying Friday? You know what I'm saying? Put your dukes up, you know what I'm saying? And you'll live to fight another day. Hey.
Yeah, so I hope this serves as a warning to anybody else who want to go ahead and try us like that. But I want us to get that kind of energy for getting our crap back together as
exactly.
a unit. I mean, I don't want us to actually have to, it take like a swarm of like life and death with a white mob for us to because none of them black folks knew each other. Not really, you know what I mean? But we need to get to a point where it's more than just, this brother's being beat up by a bunch of white folks, was to kind of coalesce and get on one accord.
Right.
So as much as I'm happy about that and that it happened that way and it's tickling and Black America is all full of pride today, boy.
I'm trying to tell you.
But we need to be prideful about there's other work to be done other than that. There's other work to be done.
Exactly.
I'm gonna get off here and give you your stream back because I can hijack the hell out of somebody's stream.
Hey, I'm here for it. I went 5.5 the other night. So,
5.5 what?
Hours? Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, I was like, okay, yeah. My brother came on and we was just going back. And when I looked up, it was like 4 hours, and then I was like, I'm just gonna round it off. And then went off on a tangent, and it was like 5.5.
I get that 2 hour mark, my leg gets jittery, and I'll be like, man, I'm ready to go. Conversation be good in the mug, and I'll be like, I gotta go. I'll see y'all later.
Yeah, because we kind of started going all over the place, but then I was like, I need to clip some of this up because there was some good points in there.
Yeah, I run out of stuff to talk about. No, I don't run out of stuff to talk about. I get tired of talking.
I know how, because I talk for a living all day long and say the same thing to entitled white folks. So I completely understand where the people was coming from. I do. Because you be like, okay, look, this is what we need to do. Well, this is what you need to do. This is what you should have done. But they be like, nah, I don't want to do that. I want to do this. Okay, well, you did that and it didn't work. So again, if you want me to make sure you get paid, you need to do this. And then they just be like, nah. And I'd be like, well. So I get it all day long. I get it.
Well, from the entitled white folk?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
I work in the look. And as much as I like doing this YouTube thing, and I don't make a lot of money from it, make very little money of it, to be truth be told, I still got to keep my two jobs. And everybody, most in both jobs that I have, the workforce is predominantly white, black, but the management team, is Caucasian.
They love that. They love it.
Yeah, and so people love me at my job because I have look. When you get over 40. You really start to understand that there's not a whole lot that people can do to destroy you.
Exactly.
Because you done been there, done that. So while people like me at my job because I don't have the fear that they have, and they always get amped up because they think, oh, TJ gonna check them. I said, listen, I'm not in the business of checking anyone. I'm in the business of making sure that we don't cross the line when you're talking to me. And I don't have any fear of that. And white folk love, this is what I tell people all the time. White folk really love to little boy you at any chance that they get.
Ooh, yes,
and
they
so
do.
I tell people that are, we got some folk out here who get all like buddy with white boys. And there's some good white men out here and stuff like that. But I always remind people, do not forget that's still a white man.
Because if it comes down to them or you.
Yeah. And the moment you cross those white men, I say every white man, I don't care how good you think he is, every white man, if you cross a certain line with him, he will go ahead and remind you and make the attempt to little boy you. Shannon Sharp, the NFL Hall of Famer, found out the hard way about his co-host.
He did.
He thought his co-host Skip Bayless was this great, phenomenal white boy with a big heart and all this, that, and the third. And Shannon Sharp was going in on that quarterback, and that white quarterback, and Skip had enough, and he took a grown, strong man
and tried to turn him into a 3-year-old,
and talk to him like he was a 3-year-old, little boyed him. So I tell people all the time, I don't care how cool some white people are, don't get comfortable with them. Remember, it's their nature.
Exactly, and I'm noticing black women are starting to try to adopt it.
Adopt what?
That trying to turn black men into little kids. Like,
boys, that's been going on for a long time. Don't you little boy me. And the sisters at the job hate me, boy. Ooh. What you see, what you do on my stream, what you see, how you see me on my streams, I act that way. I actually act that way.
I mean, hey, and I was talking about this the other day with a friend of mine. I have only been around masculinity. Like my dad, I'm gonna see if I can drag him on for my birthday stream Saturday. A real man, like you. This my house. This is how this gonna go down. You can either get with it or find somewhere else to be. My grandfather, my mother's father, like same thing. Like he literally built, like you were talking about that the other day. He literally built that house for my grandma from scratch. But if you go over there, my grandmother's been dead 10 years. If you go over there right now, this is your grandma's house. Like my grandma was so cool. We didn't call her grandmama. We called her Grammy, which is French for grandmother, because she was on like 15 when she had my mama. My mama was 22 when she had me. So yeah, really wasn't that much older. But yeah, to this day, this your grandma's house.
A lot of our a lot of our women have the lady that I was seeing. They're not accustomed. A lot of our women, a woman under the age of 50 is not accustomed to interacting with a man that's 10 toes down. They find that man overbearing. They find him controlling, and their first response to him is to fight him. Mm-hmm. I told a sister about a week or so on the job, she got real, like, what's the word? My people like young folk, saucy. Is that it?
Okay, yeah.
And I just looked at her and I told her, I said, first of all, lady, you should know better. Second of all, don't talk to me like you can whoop my ass. We at work.
Yeah.
Don't talk to me like you can whoop my ass.
Don't FAFO.
Yes. And she was like, how dare you? I said, look, we can either have this conversation. I said, you're going to regulate your tone and have this conversation, or you're going to move around. I said, don't, and I said, and I'm not going to tell you a second time. I said, because F this job.
Yeah, it's not.
And so a lot of our sisters are they're not accustomed to that. They're not accustomed to hearing it, feeling it, because too many of our sisters have been running their own show, their own too long. And most of the guys that they deal with are guys that they gotta, let's be honest, they gotta provide and take care of.
But see, that's what, as my brother would say, that's so that they can have leverage.
Yeah, well, they ain't got none over here.
I can dig it.
They ain't got none over here. No. I'm just like that man in that video. I'm the captain over here.
Exactly.
That doesn't mean that I'm some control freak or nothing like that. That don't mean I want my foot on your neck. That doesn't mean that.
Because that's taking away time from what you got to do if you're gonna spend all your time trying to control what I'm doing. Like I don't get that, because I'm just saying, I'll be 45 in a couple of days, and it's a lot going on. Like I'm trying to have my life, and then getting to the point your parents sick. Like I said, my mom, she's holding her own, but she's not really putting in the work that she needs to. And then my dad, this is 3 years in December, in remission from prostate cancer. Like I got real stuff going on. Right. So I don't have time to be, trying to take on some little kid I got to try to raise and make sure that he don't surpass me, because I'm gonna feel like he wanted to feel like I need masculinity up in here. Like come in here and be like, look, I'm gonna do A, B, and C, but I need you to do this, and this, and I can stop having to bother with these people every day on this job and worrying about, what I'm saying, how much am I gonna put on this? Am I gonna do this over here? You do your thing. I'm gonna back you up, and I'm gonna keep moving, because again, that's all I've seen.
A lady friend last night from I don't live in my home state anymore, but she's from my home state, and she was just talking to me. She has 2 little boys at home. Both with this, she actually has 3 kids, 3 different baby daddies, but she has actually 2 little boys under 12 at home. I don't know what she was thinking, because her